I want to talk a little bit about the announcement of the Obi Wan Kenobi Show coming to Disney Plus. Disney Plus is really going to get stacked here in the next couple of years, and the Obi Wan Show is going to be a show set 8 years after Revenge of the Sith, starring Ewan McGregor, reprising his role as Obi Wan Kenobi for the first time since Revenge of the Sith, as far as a live action situation goes. Now, The Mandalorian looks great. I haven't done a video about that yet. I might do it separately, but I'm actually more excited for The Mandalorian than I am even Episode 9. Obi-Wan's somewhere in the middle. So, the thing about the Obi-Wan show is, depending on execution will depend on whether or not I'm going to enjoy this show. And of course, I'm only speaking about me personally, my own opinion here. Obviously, right? But the thing about an Obi-Wan show is, the issue that they're going to run into, at least from the outside looking in initially, is the whole fact that Obi-Wan's character and his arc sort of completed in A New Hope, and a lot of the quality stuff that we saw from Obi-Wan when it came to like his relationship with Darth Maul was wrapped up in the Rebels TV show. In fact, the Obi-Wan Darth Maul rematch from Rebels, that episode was probably my favorite episode of Rebels. It was just so powerful, and the way it was executed and the voice acting and everything was just so great. And, I feel like I wish, as much as I love that episode, I really wish that would have been saved for this show. Can you imagine if they had built that up and done a full 8-episode run or something like that, and done that same storyline, even with Ezra and everything, do it live action, and then have Obi-Wan and Maul live action just the way it was in that show? That would have been amazing. But still, there's several other years of Obi-Wan's life that are very mysterious. I mean, what did the guy do? Did he just hang out in that little hut on Tatooine and just, keep an eye on Owen and Beru Lars's home? Of course not. There has to be something here. And what I would personally like to see is, first of all, I'm happy Ewan McGregor is reprising the role of Obi-Wan. Very happy about that. Obviously, Sir Alec Guinness was the first man to play that character back in 1977, and he just was incredible. I mean, he was amazing. I mean, Sir Alec Guinness is one of the greatest actors ever, and one of the things I love about Ewan McGregor is he really studied Alec Guinness, so when he came back to the prequels, he got the mannerisms of Obi-Wan, he got the accent perfect, the way that Obi-Wan speaks and the way that he, again, his mannerisms, his overall sort of his walk, everything was inspired by Alec Guinness, and Ewan McGregor was a great student. So to me, Ewan McGregor is Obi-Wan. As much as people want to hit on the prequels, Ewan McGregor is the last one left to play Obi-Wan. And right now, if you look at Ewan McGregor's age, it actually can match up, not identically, of course, but it could match up relatively well with Obi-Wan Kenobi from this time period. Of course, he's going to have to regrow the goatee and dye it white if need to, obviously to look the part. But what excites me about this show is not even just the Jedi stuff. Obviously, Obi-Wan Kenobi, I don't think we're going to see him fight Darth Vader here. I think it would be more powerful if they did not do that fight here. I don't want a third Obi-Wan Darth Vader fight. The one from A New Hope was very powerful, very emotional, and the one from Revenge of the Sith was just totally, grandiose and huge scale. I don't want that. Even though I would love to see Vader again, I don't want that. What I would like to see from this show is Obi-Wan Kenobi sort of being like Kane in Kung Fu and walking the earth. In this case, Tatooine. I want to see Obi-Wan interacting with the cantina in Mos Eisley. I want to see Obi-Wan interacting with the huts. I would like to see Obi-Wan, not always brandish that lightsaber, but use it only in situations where he may end up needing it. What I would love is if Obi-Wan kind of gets entangled in some kind of underworld scheme with the Hutts or with one of the cartels or somebody who's, kind of the slimy underbelly of the Star Wars universe. We haven't seen a lot of that lately, and I do like the fact that Mandalorian is covering that. But I want to see something like that where we have Obi-Wan kind of having to deal with this isolation. I mean, this dude went from being in the Jedi Order, always having somebody by his side, whether it be Yoda or Qui-Gon Jinn or later Anakin, and having all these friends and literally witnessing all of his friends die in front of him. I mean, that could have some serious PTSD. And I want to have some really great scenes where Ewan McGregor is alone and he's, kind of reflecting on his life, as Obi-Wan, and reflecting on what happened in the Clone Wars, reflecting on Anakin and what happened to Anakin. You know what I mean? And what happened to his friend. That's the kind of stuff that I want. And I would really like it if he went around and sort of, again, got into adventures on Tatooine. Not big ones, not anything that's going to affect the Mark Hamill or the Luke Skywalker storyline or Owen and Beru. But like I said, with the gangsters, with the Hutts, maybe with the Sand People, with the Tusken Raiders. I mean, there's a lot they can do with that, I kind of want it to be just him sort of by himself and a real good, deep, analytical look at the Obi-Wan character. And I don't know if modern Disney can pull it off, but I know Ewan McGregor can pull it off. And if he has good material to work with and if the show is good, I think it could be a slam dunk. I really am very much looking forward to this show. Not as much as Mandalorian, but that's one thing that the new Star Wars movies haven't really... The new Star Wars Disney era has, in my opinion, caused a lot of problems for a lot of characters. But I think Obi-Wan is one that's been pretty well taken care of. And I feel like I'm hoping that with this show it'll continue. And I hope we see a lot more of this story of this man who just has gone completely out of his mind because of what he's witnessed. Real PTSD here. Maybe he's got anger issues. Maybe he has to meditate a lot. Maybe he has to talk to Qui-Gon about learning how to become one with the Force, which he did learn how to do sometime between episodes 3 and 4. These are the things that I want to see. What do you want to see? Let me know in the comments. Do you care? I think even if you are turned off by Last Jedi, which I was, I think this series could end up being good. And it's so disconnected from Last Jedi that I think it has a chance to be great. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you then.